iShowSpeed spent 1 day in Senegal during his Africa tour. I spent 10 days there, visiting about 1/3 of the country's administrative regions. And I'm going to tell you what Speed missed in Senegal. First is a place that Speed did visit, but experienced maybe only 1% of. To fully experience it, you need to ascend the many steps leading up to the hill upon which it sits. You need to go inside. You need to go to the top to catch the one-of-a-kind view it offers. I'm talking about the African Renaissance Monument. It is in the moments when you're walking up the steps that the stature of the monument really hits you, and the power of what the statue represents, the rise of the African world, is truly understood. Inside the structure are several exhibits dedicated to topics such as the ethnic groups of Senegal and their respective cultural practices, the history of the African Renaissance Monument, and the history of Pan-Africanism. Finally, taking the elevator to the top of the structure brings you to a room situated in the head of the man of the statue, from where you get an absolutely stunning 360-degree panoramic view of Dakar and the surrounding Atlantic Ocean. Second, I want to put Senegal in the conversation for something that other countries, like Ethiopia, Colombia, and China, are famous for. Speed may have tried one or both off-stream, but if he didn't, he missed some underappreciated, top-tier beverages. Senegal has some of the best tea and coffee in the entire world. They have a tea there called Ataya, which is a sweet green tea. While I'm personally not the biggest tea drinker, I would drink Ataya every day if I could. In general, though, I prefer coffee over tea, and in Senegal they have a coffee there called Café Touba that is amazing. I can't even begin to tell you how much I love that coffee. Next is one of the most unique, naturally occurring features in the world. A short distance away from a scenic setting where adrenaline junkies like myself can have some fun. I'm talking about the saltiest lake in the world. So salty that it is said you can swim in it and never go under. That has a pink color resulting from its high salinity and the type of algae present in it. It is known as Lac Rose, Pink Lake in English, or Lake Retba. Very close nearby is the Atlantic Ocean shoreline, where I had the privilege of going ATV riding. This was one of the absolute highlights of my trip, and I know Speed would have loved hitting the ATV for the stream. If you're finding value in the insights into Senegal that I'm sharing, you can hit the like button on this video to support the channel, and you can find the link to my Ko-fi page in the description below. Thank you. Fourth is one of the greatest institutions in Africa that stewards almost 20,000 pieces. It is Le Musée des Civilisations Noires, the Museum of Black Civilizations. The museum is dedicated to showcasing the history, cultural heritage, and global contributions of Africans at home and abroad, with artifacts from across the continent and several simultaneous exhibits. In my opinion, the museum truly lives up to its name. Now, what if I told you there's a place in Senegal that is a microcosm of African wildlife? It's a wildlife reserve called Reserve de Bandia. While there, I saw land tortoises, hyenas, giraffes, rhinos, and some animals I don't even know the names of. However, it doesn't have any of the big carnivores that you might be looking for. Speed did visit safaris in southern and eastern Africa during his Africa tour, So he did see most, if not all of these animals, plus some more. But if you're doing a trip to just Senegal or West Africa, Reserve de Bandia should be a place that you consider for your itinerary. And sixth, there's the Saloum Delta. It is a hotbed of biodiversity with stunning mangrove forests. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. When it comes to pure scenic beauty and environmental serenity in Senegal, the morning that I spent in the waterways of the Saloum ranks right at the top of the list. In this video, I covered 6 amazing places and things that I think Speed missed out on during his tour of Senegal. But would you believe me if I told you this wasn't even 50% of what I wanted to share about Senegal with you? I visited Senegal in spring 2022, and it was my first big international trip and my first time visiting the continent. Later this year, I'll be releasing a full retrospective on my trip, going into much more detail on all 6 of these places and things, plus much more. Hit the subscribe button now to lock in with Mazayu Media for content that inspires the African diaspora to learn about, travel to, and connect with the regions our ancestors hailed from. And check out this video to learn why the popular history surrounding Gorée Island in Senegal is a myth. And this video to see what Speed missed in Nigeria.